Hi, I'm Marlin, and I'm here with our starting forward, Gus Kraut. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to start things off, how would you describe how the season's been going so far?
I think it's been going pretty solid. We had a tough loss yesterday versus West, but we're hoping to bounce back this Friday versus Fayetteville.
Speaking about the season, how does it feel knowing this is your last season playing high school basketball?
It's pretty exciting. Obviously, it's a little bit sad, I guess, but I'm just trying to take advantage of every opportunity that I can get.
What are some goals that you have set for yourself this season?
I'd love to be all-state or all-conference, but most of all, I just want to make it far into the state tournament.
Of course. Going into tonight's game, what's your mindset?
I just want to win real bad.
Let's get to know you a little bit off the court. What's your favorite song at the moment?
Probably Killin' Time by Clint Black.
And what's your favorite fast food restaurant?
Chick-fil-A.
Do you have a favorite college or NBA player, and why do you look up to them?
Probably Al Horford. I've just loved him for a long time. I think he's a great player.
All right, to wrap things up, we're going to do some this or that questions. Home or away games?
Home.
Early morning practice or late night practice?
Early morning.
Music or silence before a game?
Music.
Canes or Slims?
Canes.
Summer break or winter break?
Winter break.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Thanks so much for your time, Gus. Good luck tonight and on the rest of your season.
All right, thank you.
Welcome to Dr. Marlin Bear Arena. My goodness, I'm starting off pretty loud. I'm Liam Lawson here joined with Coach Leaf Green. We have a very exciting game coming up. The Rogers Mounties facing off against the Fayetteville Bulldogs. It's going to be a very intense game tonight. These are two top teams in the 6A West squaring off against each other. Definitely a big advantage for Rogers to be at home. This is going to be a huge game for both teams. The winner of this game is probably going to be towards the top of the conference. Of course, we have Bentonville West and Harbor also up there. It's going to be a great game, so we're going to get started with the starting lineups for both teams. We'll start with the Fayetteville Bulldogs starting lineup.
Featuring the Fayetteville Bulldogs and the Rogers Mounties. Let's read tonight's starters first for the Bulldogs from Fayetteville.
Fayetteville Bulldogs starting off with Byron Daniels, Will Schaefer, Hudson Garrett, Kyler Johnson, and DJ Hudson.
5'11" senior number 5, Hudson Garrett. A 6'2" senior number 12, Kenyon Johnson. And a 6'8" senior number 23, DJ Hudson. Fayetteville is coached by Brad Stamps. He's assisted by Jordan Rose, Spencer Brown, and Tyler McCullough.
The Rogers 5 for tonight going to be the same as it has been for the majority of this season. Of course, we have our big-time three-point shooter, Owen Crawford, who is leading in the field goals made per game. He's averaging 2.1, not really a huge stat when you look at it, but there will be tons of games where he's just absolutely going to go off. Coming after him, the sophomore Devon Fleming. Very huge role player for this team. He's able to score a lot of points. Big-time player for Rogers. Coming up after that, Luke Sanders really started the season off kind of slow at the beginning of the year, but now he's proven to be just as good at shooting threes as Owen, of course, and then the all-star Chris Hill coming in, leading the Mounties in points per game and assists per game. Coming up after that, the big man Gus Kraut. That will be the Mountie 5. It's going to be an amazing game tonight. Make sure to stay tuned for the entire game. It's going to be a very good game. Marlin Bear Arena is packed out tonight. Very loud. Rogers student section completely full. It's going to be an amazing game. We're set to tip it off. It will be Gus Kraut and
DJ Hudson.
Sorry, DJ Hudson going to tip it off. DJ Hudson and Gus Kraut meet at the middle to tip the ball off. And Rogers wins it quickly. Chris Hill nearly took it all the way there. Gus Kraut, oh my goodness, way to get us started, Gus. Gus Kraut drains it to begin the game. Gus Kraut nails the three. What a great way to start it off here. Fayetteville now with possession, their first offensive possession here. DJ Hudson with the ball, gonna go all the way. Shot no good. Board pulled down by Devon Fleming. Fleming's gonna hand it off to Sanders. Luke Sanders gonna drive, goes up, and there's gonna draw a charge. Luke Sanders gonna be given that foul.
Yeah, Hudson Garrett did a good job sliding over, getting in the way. Fayetteville Bulldogs coming tonight, 8-9 overall, 3-0 in conference. Won a tough one against Harbor, and then also beat Heritage and Northside.
Here's Schaefer, gives it over to Garrett. Lobbing, oh my goodness. DJ Hudson just dunked on Chris Hill.
Yeah, he had that high screen at the top. Mountie switched on it. Chris wasn't able to get in position.
Here's Hill, gives to Crawford. Owen Crawford's three-pointer does not fall. Ball is on the floor. Schaefer's able to grab it up, gives it over to Daniels.
So 2 possessions, 2 times they've gone in to try to get inside to DJ Hudson. They're going to try to exploit that.
Hudson's three-pointer in and out, no good. The board is pulled down by Sanders. Sanders gives to Crawford.
Not that he's not a good three-point shooter, but if we can get him to settle on the outside, that's going to bode well for us
Luke Sanders'
defensively.
three is short. Here goes Johnson all the way with Fleming in his way. Layup is good. 4-3. Fayetteville takes the first lead of the night.
Fayetteville's going to push the ball hard in transition all night long. We got to get back quick.
Devon Fleming with a nice move, got the ball knocked out as he was going up. Going all the way now is Daniels. Timeout, Jason McMahon going to have to call it. Devon Fleming a little bit tender on that right foot. That's not what you want to see. Looks like after that play, he was kind of favoring it a little bit. He appears to be fine. Looks like he might have just barely tweaked it. Looks like he's walking it off. Devon should be good to go.
Yeah, but defensively, like I said, once they get the rebound, we got to sprint hard. Because even Byron there on that last possession, he went in for the bucket. He had somebody to hit ahead to earlier too, because they are all five sprinting the floor, and we got to do a better job getting to the paint and then fanning out from there. Your Rogers Mounties come into the night 13-5, 2-2 in conference. Lost a tough one Tuesday night against West. They didn't shoot the ball too well and had a 7-point loss there at Bentonville West.
Devon Fleming is still on the court. Saw a little bit of pain on his face before that timeout, but he looks good to go now. Rogers has the ball. It's definitely going to be a game of momentum, just like the girls' game that we just saw. Whoever's going to be in control is going to win this game. We kind of saw a little bit of a taste of that. It was when Fayetteville was driving the ball down the court and just giving Rogers the tempo that they were going to play with. Fayetteville was able to score. Rogers just needs to set the tempo back to them. Kraut going to drive, goes up with the shot clock expiring, draws the foul with 1 second left on the shot clock, so Kraut will shoot 2.
Yeah, backdoor cut's going to be there early on in possession. Gus had a kind of a backdoor and broke it off, but they are gapped really far out defensively. And we got to take that to our advantage and get something going towards the rim. Come to the basketball. If it's not there, cut hard to the rim. You got a backdoor cut, should be wide open.
Devon Fleming gingerly headed back to the bench. Lincoln McMahon will take his place. Kraut's second free throw is good. Makes it a 1-point game. Gus Kraut, Chris Hill, some of the big free throw shooters for the Mounties. They're able to get to the line very consistently every single game. Up goes Daniel, shot no good, rebounded by McMahon. McMahon sends the ball over to Sanders. Luke Sanders with a handoff to McMahon. And here's Kraut. Chris Hill with a drive, nearly lost it. That one just goes a little bit too strong off of his hand.
Yeah, there's that backdoor cut. They're gapped out. Chris did a good job, and Gus saw it. Just wasn't able to put it in the hole.
Call a shooting foul. Hudson was fouled on his way up. We're going to give that one to Sanders. Luke Sanders already has 2 fouls. Hudson's first shot is no good. DJ Hudson's second one also no good. Couldn't make either of them. EJ McCoy coming to check in. Chris Hill swings it over. I'm going to call an off-ball foul. Johnson charged with that one. McCoy's in for Sanders. Definitely pretty disappointing seeing Luke Sanders already with 2 quick fouls. Not what you want to see with any player, but with such a big-time scorer as Luke Sanders, you definitely don't want to see him out in the first few minutes of the game. Owen Crawford will make up for it, though. Owen Crawford drains his second 3 of the night. Sorry, that was his first. That was Rogers' second 3 of the night. Fayetteville moving the ball around. Schaefer gives it to Hudson. Hudson trying to make some space. He's met with a brick wall. Jump ball. What a great defensive play there by Gus Kraut and Chris Hill. Hudson was trying to get going and just make some space in the lane, but he had no momentum. And Hill and Kraut were able to stand strong. Of course, it won't be good if DJ Hudson has plenty of room to run, but if he's just trying to start something up himself, he's not going to be able to create a ton of space. They're going to call the offensive foul. Sorry, it looked like Hudson stepped out of bounds there. Shot's no good.
Yeah, they did count the bucket. Did they not?
I don't think they did.
No.
I think the whistle
right.
was blown before the shot went in. Chris Hill going to be called with the travel there. There's Kenyon Johnson. Now Daniels pulls up from the free throw line. Very erratic shot there. Draws the foul.
That Rogers foul is called on Elijah McCoy. His first team start at the line shooting 2, number 1, Byron Daniels, Jr.
Byron Daniels' first one is good. Fayetteville's had some free throw struggles to begin this game. Makes the second. Rogers still with a 1-point lead. Fayetteville now with some pressure on Crawford. McCoy coming to help. Crawford's got it himself. He now gives it to McCoy at the logo. McCoy hands it back right off to Crawford. Lincoln McMahon pulls up with a defender in his face. Lincoln McMahon drills one. Directly in Chandler Cooper's eyes. He had no hesitation there. Sorry, that's not Chandler Cooper. That is, I don't think we have him on here. Shot does not fall. Gus Kraut's got plenty of room. And down goes the hammer. Gus Kraut sends that one home. It's 13-7. Rogers with the lead.
Yeah, 13 is a Nash Waste-Miller. We got him as number 3 on our program, but he's number 13.
Shot no good. Rebound pulled down by McCoy. Crawford gets that one poked out, and Fayetteville definitely going to shift the momentum with that. Here's Daniels. Daniels going to drive. Nice pass there to Waste-Miller. Loss-Miller, excuse me. Here's McCoy. Gives to McMahon. McMahon's going to go all the way. Layup is good. Johnson gives it to Wasamiller. Now a deep three-pointer from Hudson is no good. Chris Hill bringing the ball up the court for the Mounties. He's going to go all the way, underhand layup, does not fall.
That's Chris' first shot of the night.
An amazing defensive job. Owen Crawford got 2 hands on the ball as Hudson tried to drive. That'll turn the ball over. Great job forcing the jump goes Crawford. He's going to go take a seat. Graydon Simmons will check in for him. So here's E.J. McCoy, who's now going to be running point now that Crawford went and took a seat. Chris Hill with the ball, gives it to Kraut. Kraut hands it right back to Hill. Chris Hill trying to make something happen. Deep three-pointer from Lincoln McMahon does not fall. Nearly got, they did get the offensive rebound. Graydon Simmons grabs it up, shot's no good. Definitely a very good rebound by Simmons and Kraut, who kind of just combined for that rebound and made their way to the ball. Here's Wasamiller. Gives it over to Johnson. Here's Hudson.
You want to clear out?
Rogers does a good job congesting the lane, getting in Hudson's way. He still found a way to score. It's 15-11 with 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Lincoln McMahon sends it over to Hill. Chris Hill gonna pull up. No rotation on the ball as he shot that, a spinless shot. Does not fall. Hudson trying to go up. Too many hands in his way. Shot no good. He is fouled. Let's see who they give this one to. Looks like they're gonna give it to Kraut.
Yeah, but that's what the Mounties going to have to do defensively. He gets the ball mid-post down into the post. We got to have two guys at least on him there, digging it out, getting the ball out of his hands.
I've noticed Hudson isn't very fast. He's not going to beat anyone. He isn't super agile around. He's just going to try and make his way to the basket by just kind of running through people. But if Rogers is able to put enough bodies down there and if they're able to keep it clean, Hudson's going to have a very difficult time scoring. He's already missed 3 of his free throws. That one is good. It's a 3-point lead for Rogers, but DJ Hudson is going to check out now. He's going to go take a seat. Henry Sims is in for him.
Yeah, he's going to get a quick blow at the end of the quarter. 20 seconds left, plus the timeout in between before he comes back in.
DJ Hudson has not been able to shoot the ball very well. Rogers doesn't really have fouls to spend, though. Luke Sanders already has 2. Gus Kraut has 1. And someone else also has 1. I can't quite remember. Rogers going to keep possession there. I can hear the dissent from the Fayetteville fans and student section.
Yeah, spacing wasn't very good. We had 2 guys in the same position that were Lincoln made the pass.
Chris Hill just came from the backcourt, got himself plenty of momentum, lays that one in for his first points of the night. That'll wrap up the first quarter, and what a great one it was for the Mounties. The Rogers Mounties lead 17-12. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back to Dr. Marlin Berry Arena after that very exciting first quarter of basketball. I can guarantee that we will see a lot more of that for the rest of this game. It was very entertaining to watch. Of course, a lot of people who really think wouldn't be stepping up or scoring a ton for the Mounties have been pretty big contributors. Luke Sanders, of course, with those 2 early fouls is going to have limited playing time. That's going to allow Lincoln McMahon to really step up and have a bigger role. We saw that big-time 3 from him. But it's going to be a big game for both of these teams. It's also going to be a bench game because both of these teams are going to be working very hard, running very fast. We're going to see a lot of subs coming in and out of this game. Whoever's going to have the most depth and the most consistency is going to be able to win this game. Hudson able to get the first bucket of the second quarter for the Bulldogs.
Gus had the seal on him. We had no backside help. They just threw over the top. Talking about your subs, Devon Fleming, that's another one to kind of think about. He's still not back in the game, so you kind of wonder how he's doing. Something with his ankle, foot. Hopefully he'll be able to return back here pretty quick.
Some elite passing from Chris Hill and Gus Kraut to keep that ball in bounds. Up goes Simmons, shot no good. McMahon grabs the rebound, nice move, turns around, shot no good, and Gus Kraut's gonna get fouled. Gus Kraut came sweeping in out of nowhere, put his hand on the ball and drew the foul, so now he'll go shoot 3.
That'll be the second one on DJ Hudson.
Devon Fleming is still on the bench. He has not seen a trainer or anything. He's on the bench. He's probably not going to have as much playing time as scheduled just to keep that. Looks like it might have been his Achilles. It was definitely something with his lower leg or foot. Gus Kraut able to make the shot. Looks like they gave that point to the Bulldogs. So it'll say 18-15 on your screen, but it should be 19-14. Shot no good. Chris Hill brings it up the court for the Mounties. Score still hasn't been fixed. Chris Hill goes up, shot no good. Rebounded by Fayetteville.
Yeah, they'll get it here now that possession stopped. Fayetteville Bulldogs with a small lineup on the floor. They're going 5 guards.
Rogers definitely going to win in size, but probably not speed here. You look at Gus Kraut, Lincoln McMahon, not as much Lincoln, but more Gus. Just going to make sure that they can stay mobile around the court because they're going to send these guards just going all over the place, trying to create chaos. Definitely going to be an offensive advantage for Gus and Chris and Lincoln too. If they can find their way into the paint, it's not going to be as much competition as they're going to see with DJ Hudson. Oh my goodness. Lincoln McMahon drills the 3.
And Lincoln's come out tonight with some authority. They got 8 points early.
That pass nearly got away from Johnson there. Hudson going to check back in for the Bulldogs. Schaefer gives it over. Three-pointer Garrett is good. He drained that one. Lincoln McMahon going to take it up the court for the Mounties. Gives it over to McCoy. Catch and shoot. E.J. McCoy, no good. And that rebound's pulled down by Wasmiller. Now a catch and shoot from Schaefer, no good, rebounded by Hill. Chris Hill gonna hustle the ball up the court, bullet pass to McCoy. EJ's gonna pull it with a hand in his face. Oh my goodness, EJ McCoy drills it. Will Schaefer had a hand in his face. EJ McCoy drilled that 3. It's 25-17. Now a three-pointer from Fayetteville, no good. Garrett can't get that one to go. Chris Hill bringing the ball up the court for the Mounties. E.J. McCoy is laughing out there. He knows how good of a shot that was. Lincoln McMahon with the ball right in front of us. Gives it to Hill. Hill gonna drive, goes all the way, no foul. Shot no good. Wasmiller nearly lost the ball there. He gives it to Schaefer. Now a three-pointer from Daniels, no good. They're gonna call, looks like they're gonna call a charge.
They got an offensive foul on the rebound for Hudson Garrett.
Foul. DJ Hudson back into the game for the Bulldogs. Luke Sanders and Devon Fleming back in. Definitely great to see both of those two back in, especially Devon. Make sure he's just okay with that foot. Here's Sanders, gives it to Crawford. Owen Crawford thought about that one. Luke Sanders with a hand in his face, no good. Graydon Simmons gets sent to the ground. Looks like he caught the backside of Daniels. 4 minutes to play in the half. Rogers with an 8-point lead. Hudson gonna try and make something happen. He's fouled. Once again, it's not really super explosive movements that Hudson's making. He's just kind of slowly and surely making his way to the basket, which is allowing Rogers to flock to the ball, but it's not, he's just so much bigger than everyone. It's hard to time up when they need to be going to try and block the ball. Chris Hill gonna come back in. Devon Fleming going to sit down again.
Yeah, he tried, but he's still hobbling pretty good on it.
Luke Sanders also going to take a seat on the bench. Graydon Simmons back in. Devon Fleming is walking off the court.
Yeah, the trainer's over there to take a look at him.
Definitely hope that he's okay. Not something you want to see as Coach McMahon. Even though Devon might be one of the younger players on this team, he's just as important as anyone else on the court. You see such a lot of contribution from the sophomore class on this Rogers team. Of course, we see two sophomores out there right now, Crawford and McMahon. Gus Kraut gets fouled there going for that pass. Call pass interference on that one.
One thing, start getting a little bit into the bench here. Foul trouble for the Bulldogs. Hudson has 2. Kenyon Johnson has 2.
Up goes Graydon Simmons. He had plenty of space. It's 27-18. Great shot there from Graydon Simmons. A lot of people often will forget how good of a basketball player Graydon Simmons really is because he may not be getting as much playing time as everyone else, but he's a very consistent scorer. He makes a lot of things happen he's definitely not one of the biggest guys on the court. He just kind of looks, oh my goodness, Graydon Simmons draws the charge. He just stood still and let Hudson kind of run him over.
That's his third. Team split.
Yeah, he used his elbow there as a wing and try to wrap around there.
Graydon Simmons just stood still and let Hudson steamroll him. Definitely worth it though. Simmons is just fine, and DJ Hudson is sitting on the bench with 3 fouls in the first half. Chris Hill, guarded by Garrett. Now a 3-pointer from Kraut. Gus Kraut, he drains it. Timeout, Fayetteville. It's a 12-point lead for the Rogers Mounties. The Fayetteville student section is silent. The Rogers student section is livid. It's a full timeout. We'll be back right after this.
Financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting started, planning for your future, or starting a new chapter, we're here to help you plan and reach your goals every step of the way. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank. We believe.
The roof is on.
Welcome back to Dr. Marlin Barrett Arena. The Rogers Mounties have ordered a commanding lead on the Fayetteville Bulldogs. It's 30-18 right now. Definitely good that the Rogers Mounties have come out and just kind of punched Fayetteville in the mouth. Fayetteville's going to have to respond if they want to hang with Rogers here because Rogers is very good at getting on hot streaks and not getting off of them. Just doing a lot of scoring and all good things, and Fayetteville not able to score there. Graydon Simmons gives it to Hill. Hill's pass is tipped, lands in Crawford's hands, and Hill has it again. Baseline drive, swings it over to Kraut. That's way too much space. Gus Kraut, are you serious?
Gus with 15 so far here in the first half. 4 for 4 from the field, 4 for 4 from the free throw line.
I think every single person in the arena knew as soon as that ball left Gus Kraut's hand, it was going to go in. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line, no good. McMahon pulls down the board, tried to throw it way over to Graydon Simmons. It got picked off. Miller was up on the Mountie side of the court. None of his teammates were there, was looking to drive, but only had white jerseys in front of him.
Mounties on a 16-6 run in the second quarter.
Schaefer guarded by McMahon. Here's Daniels. Schaefer three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Crawford. It got knocked down by Barnett there.
Those shots Schaefer's taken, they're just off balance tonight.
Chris Hill with a little teardrop. It's 35-18 with a minute and a half to play in the second quarter. Going to call a foul on Simmons there. It looks like it was on the floor. Sorry, they're going to that one to Crawford. Not a shooting foul, so they'll have to pass it in from the baseline. Henry Sims and Kenyon Johnson back into the game for the Bulldogs. Schaefer thought about it, didn't shoot. Here's Johnson. Pulls up for three. Gus Kraut was there to help, but Johnson drilled it. Chris Hill trying to make a move, tried to swing it over to Crawford. It found the hands of Will Schaefer.
Yeah, it's tough. Whenever you jump, and you leave your feet. There's only one thing you can do with it, and the pass was not there.
Johnson setting up the offense. Three-pointer, no good. McMahon with the board. Purple jerseys surrounding him. He's able to get out of there with it. Less than a minute to play. Graydon Simmons making something happen. Good shot. Too much
got away
defense.
with the hook there. He's got to watch that. That's what they got DJ Hudson on earlier.
Johnson tried to wrap that one around the basket. No good. Shot clock's off. Mounties will have the last shot of the half. 35-21 is the Mountaineer lead. Lincoln McMahon has the ball at the logo.
Look for something going backdoor, going back to the rim. Back screen for Chris.
10 seconds left. Crawford making something happen. He's going to drive. He got swatted away. 4 seconds left. It's going to be a shootout for the Mounties to try and put some extra points on the board. Lincoln McMahon passes it in, gives it to Simmons. Simmons goes up, and it's good. And that will conclude the first half, 37-21. Rogers Mounties have proven that they belong at the top of the 6A West. They have a commanding lead over the Fayetteville Bulldogs. It's 37-21. We have some replays from the first half that we're going to go over. Sorry, it's going to be after the halftime show, so we'll be back with you after the halftime show for some replays.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, the Rogers Cheer Team. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rogers Cheerleaders. Now welcome back to the floor, the Rogers Royals Dance Team.
Seen it in her lifetime. Never would have imagined it, not even in her right mind. Practice in front of that mirror, now you doing it on the dance floor. Show me how to, show me how to, show me how to dance.
How low can you go? 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 Go, go. How low can you go? Low, 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 low.
Go low, lower than you know. Go low, let lower than you know. Go low, let lower
Kitty cat, give a dog a bone. I can make this show stop as soon as you hear this flow. For ATLANTAN all the way down to yo. Drop, 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 drop. Drop it, hit it, dump it, split it, don't stop.
Give it up for the Rogers Royals dance team. Now our halftime entertainment continues with the Rogers High
Plenty
School
of big
Varsity
plays that
Band.
we that did happen in the first half from both sides of the ball, but especially from your Rogers Mounties. Of course, we're going to start off with this big Chris Hill. Sorry, this is the Gus Kraut 3 that got everything started. Literally 5 seconds into the game, Gus Kraut drained that shot. Here's Owen Crawford in the corner right in front of the Fayetteville bench, draining a 3. Absolutely electric first half for those two. Lincoln McMahon draining that 3 in front of the Fayetteville bench. Owen Crawford with this deep bullet pass all the way, and Gus Kraut just slamming the ball directly right down onto the Fayetteville defenders. Lincoln McMahon making his own play out of nothing with Fayetteville defenders in his way. Chris Hill with this nice little teardrop that it looked like it kind of got tipped out of his hand, but he's still able to make it. Great shot from Hill. Here's that Lincoln McMahon 3. That's a great perspective on it. Straight up to the basket. Chris Hill passing this one to E.J. McCoy. After he missed his first one, he bounced back. Look at that. He ended up on the floor after that shot, drained that 3, and then concluding the first half. That was not the one that ended the first half. That was Graydon Simmons cutting to the basket, making a nice play. Behind the back pass from Chris Hill to Gus Kraut. Absolutely draining that 3. Chris Hill with a baseline drive, swinging it over to Gus Kraut in the corner. The 3-pointer absolutely drained. Here's the Chris Hill little floater, just a teardrop towards the basket. Nailed that one. And then the Graydon Simmons bucket to end the first half. Absolutely electric first half for the Rogers Mounties. That's all that we had for the replays, so we'll be back to start the third quarter.
So services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
First Western has been here since 1910. We've earned our reputation not just by what we do, but by the way we do it. We call it the First Western way. Come on in and see for yourself.
Welcome back to Dr. Marlin Berry Arena. I'm Liam Lawson, here joined with Coach Leaf Green. One update on Devon Fleming. He is out for the rest of the game. We don't know the extent of the injury quite yet. So far, Devon is he's just sitting on the edge of the bench, so we know that he's going to be out for the rest of the game. We don't know how the rest of the season will be. Hopefully, he can get that healed up and be ready to go as soon as possible. He's definitely just one of the key players. I mean, like I was talking about earlier, the sophomore class on this team has shown insane production all over the board. It's been great. Owen Crawford, Lincoln McMahon, Devon Fleming, and then Nathan Herman, who's injured right now. We're not sure when he will be returning. I actually don't think he's a sophomore. I think he's a junior. But Devon is not going to be returning for the rest of the game.
All right, looking at some stats from the first half. Mounties were led by Gus Kraut, had 15 points, 3 threes, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Lincoln came in off the bench there early, hit a 3, had 8 points total. Graydon Simmons had 4, Chris Hill had 4, EJ and Owen Crawford both had 3. Big thing is DJ Hudson getting in foul trouble. You know, he had 8 points, but more so on the offensive end for the Mounties is that 6'8" presence is not down low. So as we drive in, he's not there to alter shots. So that was kind of more of the impact we saw, more so than him not scoring, was the fact that he wasn't inside as we were there trying to score.
DJ Hudson does have 3 fouls like you just mentioned, so it's not going to allow him to play as aggressive as he was at the beginning of the first half. Of course, at the beginning of the first half, we would just see him get the ball and just recklessly go through the lane, just kind of plowing through anyone who got in his way. But then Graydon Simmons stepped up and took a huge charge. That was able to, really turn the momentum, because DJ Hudson is definitely one of these key players for these Fayetteville Bulldogs. Luke Sanders going to pull a 3-pointer. That one's short. He really has not been able to play as much tonight with those 2 early fouls. Owen Crawford.
Yeah, it's a block.
Was not set. He knew it too. He was not trying to argue it at all. Got knocked to the floor and just kind of shook his head. He knew that it wasn't going to give the ball back to the Mounties. So now here's Schaefer. Bounce past the Hudson. Hudson was able to make the shot. Fayetteville bench begging for a foul.
I think Lincoln got away with one there, which would take.
Definitely won't complain about that. Chris Hill with a little no-look pass to Sanders. Owen Crawford hands it off to Hill. Hill's going to drive, makes a nice move towards the basket. Ball sits on the rim for a second, then decides to fall in. 39-23 is the current score. Rogers has had a lead for the majority of this game. Here's Hudson, gives it over to Johnson. Johnson nearly lost the ball there, beat Chris to the basket. Chris tried to glass him, was just a little bit late. Owen Crawford brings it up for the Rogers Mounties. Gives it to Kraut. Kraut with a bullet pass into Sanders. It got tipped away by Fayetteville, but they're going to say Luke Sanders was the last one to touch it.
I was looking at that backdoor cut we talked about earlier. It's going to be there. They just got to be patient with it, though.
Here's Kenyon Johnson for the Bulldogs.
Horn set.
Johnson cuts to the basket, shot no good. Hill gets the board. He's gonna hustle the ball, runs right past Hudson and lays it in. That was absolutely perfect by Chris Hill, just a routine layup. Everything was going so fast, but then when he goes up to the basket, it looks like he's just floating in slow motion and just lays it down into the basket very nicely to get the points.
He has a great job in transition, push the ball down the floor. They were not able to get anything set up.
Daniel's first free throw is good. EJ McCoy back in for Owen Crawford. Second shot from Daniels is good. 41-27 is the Mountie lead. 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. Gus Kraut hands it off to McCoy. McCoy kicks it over to Sanders. Luke Sanders' three is no good. He really hasn't been able to get it going. Offensive rebound by Kraut. E.J. McCoy pulls up, jumper no.
Yeah, Luke's 0 for 4 so far tonight. Like I said, just not able to get in a rhythm.
Very uncharacteristic of Luke Sanders. He didn't start the year off well shooting-wise, but he kind of got in his groove for 5 or 6 games, and he and Owen were our most consistent three-point shooters. But now Gus is turning into one of our bigger three guys, and Luke's just turning more into just one of those big guys who's able to make a lot of plays, make a lot of stuff happen. Chris Hill with a nice lay. What a play. Lincoln McMahon with a high IQ batting it over to McCoy to grab the offensive rebound. He knew he wasn't going to be able to pull it down, so he smacked it to EJ. EJ's three is no good. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. McCoy gets big, but wide open is Johnson. Rogers given a present there with that shot being no good. Hill gets it stripped out as he was going to the bucket. Makes sure to let the ref know that someone had a hand on his jersey. Gus Kraut knocks that one away.
I think Chris is telling Coach Mack he needs a blow, needs a breather. You know, you talked about Gus shooting the ball well, and that's definitely not by accident.
Oh.
You know, Gus is in the gym all the time, and a lot of these guys are, but anytime the gym's open here or somewhere he can find a gym that's open, you know, he's putting shots up, game shots, game speed.
So there's a timeout. We're going to stay right here. Rogers leads 41-29. It's been kind of a quiet third quarter after how electric that first half was. There were highlight plays going on everywhere. Like, I feel like every single time the ball got brought down the other side of the court, the arena was just exploding. But this half has been a lot quieter for both offenses. I wouldn't really say it's been a more defensive third quarter. It just really hasn't been a huge highlight reel quarter.
Yeah, it's been a little sloppier. Bulldogs on an 8-4 run. So they've kind of cut in the lead a little bit, cut it down to 12. You know, and like we talked about, with DJ being on the floor for the Bulldogs, it's a different thing to look at for us offensively. That lane doesn't look as nice. So you're not as aggressive going in, which that was kind of one of the keys to the game is when he's in there, we have to be aggressive, go to the rim, look to finish, but he does change the complexion of the game and it makes it more of a perimeter-oriented game. Teams don't want to try to attack him because they know that 6'8" long arms is standing inside waiting on him. And the Mountie shot the ball really well in the first half. And like to see, you know, are they still have their legs with them? And right now they're 0 for 4 here in the third quarter. And that's one thing, we live by the three, die by the three. If it's not going in, we've got to find other ways to get going offensively.
Fayetteville with possession of the ball. There's Garrett. Garrett swings it over the corner, three-pointer. Oh, no.
Yeah, he ran into him pretty hard there right after he let go of the shot. They called the bucket good for Schaefer, and he'll get a free throw.
4-point play for Will Schaefer. E.J. McCoy, I think he knew it as soon as he fouled him.
Oh, yeah, he slammed him into the bench.
Saw how upset he was after making contact with Schaefer there. Lincoln McMahon going to pull one of his own. Lincoln McMahon, hey, boy, drains the three.
Yeah, quick release coming off that handoff.
Fayetteville with the ball in the corner. Here's Garrett. Gives it over to Daniels. Daniels to Johnson. Johnson brings it back out to the logo. 20 to shoot. Floater no good. Knocked away. McCoy with the steal. E.J. McCoy just happened to be in the right place at the right time. The ball just landed in his hands. he did what he needed to do with it. Lincoln McMahon airballed that one. A little bit of a heat check there. You can hear the airball and scoreboard chants cascading from back and forth across the arena. Now it's the Rogers student section grinning. Take a look at the scoreboard. It's an 11-point lead for the Mounties. That pass gets tipped out of bounds. It went over Hudson's hands. It's a very hard thing to do, throw the ball over DJ Hudson. But Wasmiller managed to do it. McMahon throws it to Kraut. Kraut with a handoff to Hill. Hill lost it. But Schaefer wasn't paying attention, so he didn't see it. Chris was able to grab it back up, but it's going to be a jump ball, and Fayetteville will get it back.
Fayetteville get into their offense here. They got a little horn set, kind of circle around, trying to get DJ open down low.
Here's Daniels, gives it over to Johnson. Johnson into Hudson. Hudson just trying to plow through as many Rogers defenders as he can. The bucket falls.
Yeah, EJ actually did a good job coming over and helping, but Hudson just able to get through that double team.
Isn't really a ton to do. Of course, the more bodies down there is going to help. But when you're one of the smaller guys that's in that pile, you just don't want to foul. That's the last thing you want to do, is not be able to super really help except for just putting your body in the way, but then fouling on a shot that you can't super contend. Now a three-pointer from Daniels is no good, rebounded by Kraut.
That wasn't a shot that Coach Stamps wanted over here. Good for the Mounties, though.
1:30 to play in the quarter. Gus Kraut with the ball. Gives it over to Hill. Johnson allowing him to use that left hand. He gets ripped out of bounds. And Fayetteville's going to have it back. Chris is very upset.
Yeah, the defender able to get that to where Chris fumbled it off his leg or his knee getting out of bounds. Chris thought he got fouled.
Kenyon Johnson taking it up for the Bulldogs. Here's Wasmiller. Back to Johnson, high pass to Hudson. Hudson kicks it out. Corner three is good. And that's kind of where Schaefer has been living all night. There's 1 minute left. The Rogers lead has been cut down to 6. High pass gets knocked way out of bounds. Rogers will still have the ball.
Fayetteville 17-7, outscoring the Mounties in the third quarter.
53 seconds to play in the quarter.
Getting DJ Hudson a blow so he doesn't get his fourth here. 53 seconds. Give him a little rest.
Graydon Simmons drives, gets all the way to the bucket. Never realized Graydon Simmons had those hops. He had his hand basically laying on the rim. Wasmiller is going to draw his first foul. Simmons will shoot 2. First one from Simmons is no good.
And they got Hudson coming back on the offensive end.
Henry Sims and Wasmiller coming out. Here's Graydon Simmons' second free throw. It bounces around and falls in. 45-38 with less than a minute to play. That's Johnson with the ball at the logo. Guarded by Simmons, tried to beat him, he does. Gets all the way to the basket, underhand layup. Shot clock's off. Rogers gonna look for the final shot of the quarter.
Yeah, they're trying to get a foul here to get DJ off the floor. They have fouls to give.
10 seconds, Gus Kraut's gonna pull up for three. He banked it. Gus Kraut drains the three, 8-point lead. And Schaefer's shot air balls. Lincoln McMahon joining in on the air ball chant. 48-40 is the Rogers lead going into the final quarter of play. We've got a few replays from that third quarter going in. Sorry, when we come back, after this quick ad.
Yeah, the Fayetteville Bulldogs.
Here's a few replays. There's that Chris Hill shot.
Fayetteville Bulldogs able to outscore the Mounties 19-11 in the third quarter, cut in the lead, cut it down to 8. And, big thing is DJ Hudson being on the floor. Again, we talked about just his presence defensively makes it a little bit tougher. He didn't score a whole lot. I mean, only scored 4 points in the quarter, but just changes your complexion of what you're trying to do offensively if you're the Mounties.
So Gus Kraut with a nice little handoff to Chris Hill. Chris Hill runs right in to Hudson Garrett, and they're going to get a charge.
That's Garrett's second charge he's taken tonight.
Player control foul whistled on Chris Hill. That's his second first team foul in the fourth period.
Kenyon Johnson will take the ball up for the Bulldogs.
A flare screen trying to get Kenyon open for 3.
Here's Daniels. Hands it off to Hudson. Johnson gonna drive, Euro step, left it short. Put back, no good. Chris Hill got the rebounds, trying to get it poked away. Nice move, Chris Hill throws it to Gus Kraut. Oh, he didn't dunk it. Oh my goodness, I was getting ready to jump up and start screaming. The layup is good. Points are points no matter how they come. The student section was also very ready for that to happen. Lincoln McMahon with an aggressive swat after the whistle.
That's one thing with the double team there on DJ. They had that backdoor cut. The help side wasn't there inside the paint.
Owen Crawford kind of blindsided DJ Hudson. Hudson had the ball way out away from his body. Crawford kind of snuck up behind him and took it from him, but he fell out of bounds with the ball. So here's Johnson. Gives it over to Schaefer. Schaefer back to Johnson. Driving straight up. McMahon with a block. Garrett got denied there.
Yeah.
There's the charge. No, it's a block.
Yeah, Lincoln was leaning, kind of slid with him.
McMahon begging for an explanation.
Yeah, I think it's the right call. I mean, he tried. He just was a little bit late getting set.
Garrett thought about it. Made Lincoln think about guarding him. Nothing doing. Garrett did it again. Schaefer nearly lost that one. Crawford and Schaefer right in front of us. Hudson gives it back to Schaefer. Schaefer with a kick out. Corner three from Garrett. Airballed it. Now it's the Rogers student section's turn to chant the air ball back at Fayetteville. Call a travel on Chris Hill.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Call a jump ball maybe, if you're going to call something there.
Here's Johnson. Throw a high pass to Hudson there. And then Garrett finished the job. McMahon gives it to Kraut. Here's Kraut, the ball at the top of the key, three-pointer, in and out, no good. Well, not necessarily in and out, bounced around and fall out. Hudson goes up, shot is no good.
Yeah, he never had control. That ball was in his palm.
McMahon with the board. 5 on 4. McMahon gonna go all the way. Gets Hudson to
Great
swing
job.
and miss.
Yeah, great job. Shot fake and going through the 6'8" presence down low.
Rogers leads 52-42 with 5.5 minutes to play in the game. That was a great, very smart play by Lincoln McMahon to not just shoot that ball immediately. DJ Hudson would have sent that ball to the moon if McMahon were to go up with that. McMahon, very smart, just laid it in nicely after he got him to jump away.
Now you'll see Coach Mack probably here, 5:25 left, 10-point lead. Not telling him to slow down necessarily, but maybe run the shot clock a little bit, try to get something offensively going where we're not coming down one pass, shooting it up. We got a 10-point lead. Understand time and score as we progress here in the fourth quarter. Still be aggressive, but be smart with it.
Dodgers with the 10-point lead, 5:25 to go in the game. Kenyon Johnson, as usual, taking the ball up the court for the Bulldogs. Fayetteville has gone with mostly the exact same 5, and so has Rogers this quarter. Braden Simmons draws the charge.
That's a break for the Mounties.
So DJ Hudson now has 4 fouls, and is Fayetteville going to risk it and leave him out there? No, Hudson's going to go take a seat.
Yeah, I think he'll get a quick breather just to make sure he's calm, and he'll go right back in. They're not going to keep him on the bench very long.
Hudson's definitely going to have to limit the effort, not necessarily effort, but limit the aggressiveness on offense and defense now that he has 4 fouls. They're going to call a foul on Daniels. Fayetteville coaches trying to plead their case that Lincoln was kind of shoving off on Daniels. I don't disagree with them. I just think Daniels was giving him quite a bit of lashback. Crawford to Kraut. Kraut back to Crawford. Crawford right back to Kraut. Gus Kraut's 3 is short. Get off the shot clock. That'll go out of bounds. DJ Hudson going to come back in. Henry Sims, who's just filling in the extra minutes, the empty time for him, going to come back out. Kenyon Johnson with the ball at the volleyball line, guarded by Hill. He give it to Hudson. Hudson hands it back off to Johnson. Now here's Daniels. Daniels going to try and get a bump shot and one.
Chris reached in on that, got the hand on the arm as he's going up for the shot. And he's behind the play there. You just got to let that one go.
Chris Hill with 3 fouls.
That's the lead to 7.
Hill jogs the ball up the court for the Mounties. Simmons hands it over to Hill, nearly lost it there, way to hold on to it. Chris Hill with a bullet pass out to Kraut. Kraut to Crawford, Owen Crawford with a hand in his face, no good. Chris went all out for that rebound, ended up on the floor. 4-on-5 for Fayetteville. Chris is going to out-hustle him. Now driving is Wassermeyer. Oh my goodness!
Graydon was standing out of bounds when he caught the ball from the block.
Gus Kraut kind of rushed to him, and he was shocked. He didn't realize that Simmons had nothing else to really do. Fayetteville will pass it in. Well, Gus Kraut is a huge block for the Mounties. Here's Wassermeyer. In and out, no good. Rebounded by McMahon. McMahon burns Wassermiller. Throws it over to Simmons. Simmons with a nice move. Layup no good. Got his own rebound. Shot no good. Graydon Simmons had 2 opportunities there. Couldn't convert either of them. Wassermiller's 3 is way past the bucket. Crawford nearly had trouble bringing that down. He's going to go all the way. Layup no. Chris Hill! Oh my goodness! Chris Hill with the putback dunk! Oh my goodness! Chris Hill coming out of absolutely nowhere. DJ Hudson just wants to do exactly what Chris does, I guess.
Yeah, it was a good job, Chris, staying with the play.
Fayetteville calls the timeout. Here's the dunk from Chris Hill. Really came out of nowhere. No one from Fayetteville was expecting it, but Chris Hill brought it down on 3 Fayetteville defenders.
Yeah, they didn't. They just stood and watched, thinking that the shot was going to go in the bucket, and Chris did not stand and watch. Kept at it. A 7-point lead here for the Mounties. 3 minutes left. There's going to be more of a charge here from the Fayetteville Bulldogs. Probably DJ is going to come out. They'll probably have 5 guards on the floor, maybe. Let's see what that looks like, but see that pressure kind of amped up a little bit here. They've shown some full court pressure, but it's more been token pressure, nothing really extravagant. See if they go and do anything trapping here with it.
McMahon gives it over to Simmons. Simmons will just take it up by himself. There's a mismatch somewhere because Hudson is guarding Simmons. It's going to be Gus Kraut and Hudson Garrett matchup. Here's Kraut, hands it over to Crawford. Crawford makes a nice move, going to go all the way. That one got tipped. DJ Hudson got a finger on that one.
That's going to be the 5th foul for the Mounties. Fayetteville shooting the rest of the way.
On a situation of blood, shooting 2, Byron Daniels Jr.
Daniels' first free throw's good.
Cuts the lead to 6.
Second shot is also good. Crawford brings it up for Rogers. Guarded by Schaefer. Schaefer is everywhere Crawford turns. Chris Hill going to take it himself. Goes up, shot is good.
I think on that pressure, wherever DJ Hudson is guarding can come up and get the ball, because he's not going to come up in the full court as hard of pressure as everybody else.
There goes Hudson. Hudson kind of shoved his way past Crawford. Chris Hill sprinting the ball up the court, and he's going to get fouled.
Yeah, that was called from the coaching staff. Said foul him on the floor, or we can get set up. That's their 3rd team foul.
They have foul suspend. Not what you want to see from Rogers. Braden Simmons, no call. Rogers still has the ball. Looks like they only got the ball on that one. It looks like Schaefer and Johnson may have got a little bit. Looks like they kind of slapped his arm and the ball at the same time. Braden Simmons goes up. He is denied by DJ Hudson. Chris Hill tried to go for the glass just a little bit late. Fayetteville. Oh, Gus Kraut shoves a man to the floor. Whistles blowing. Gus Kraut, oh my goodness. Gus Kraut accidentally knocked Hudson Garrett to the floor.
Yeah, they're going to let that go.
Hudson Garrett got up and he looked like he was trying to go after Gus.
Yeah. I see that. They should let that go.
Rogers was just
unless
walking.
They're going to call it on both sides.
I don't think you can only give this to one person.
No. Yeah, they're going to call a double. Yeah.
So 2 technicals issued.
But it goes back to point of interruption, so, Gus is not in foul trouble, so we're fine there.
Personal foul. Also, a technical foul is going to assess to number 5 for Fayetteville, Hudson Garrett. His second, team scored.
I mean, they're just doing that to make sure that try to clean it up, but it's a point of interruption, so it's still Fayetteville's ball.
Fayetteville coach asking for the ruling to just be on Rogers.
Timeout. It's a full timeout.
A little bit of confusion going on.
It's a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout called by Fayetteville. The players are still on the court.
Yeah, the timeout should be over. They put 60 seconds on the clock instead of 30.
So Gus Kraut and Hudson Garrett assess technical fouls there. They'll cancel each other out. There will not be free throws. Rogers will have the ball. Saw a couple police officers have to make their way down to the court after that, just to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, quick timeout by the Mounties.
Rogers called the timeout. It's a full timeout.
Rogers 1 timeout left. Fayetteville Bulldogs have 2.
3-point game. Rogers has the ball. Minute 40 to play. 30-second timeout. Sorry
And
about
any
that.
foul from here on out is a shooting foul. Ball to be here, entered on the sideline right in front of us. Could be a spot throw in from Owen. He's not going to be able to run anywhere.
Gives it to Hill. So Chris Hill right in front of his own bench. He's going to drive. Hill goes up. Shot does not go. Hudson with the rebound.
Like to see Chris use a little bit more shot clock there.
Daniels with a high lob pass to Johnson. Hill tried to swat it away. Now a three-pointer from Schaefer, no good. Looked like he kind of forced that one. Now a three-pointer from Daniels, no good. Three-pointer from Garrett, fresh off the technical. Timeout Fayetteville. It's a one-point game.
3 opportunities there. We gotta make it. We gotta block out, get the rebound. Cuts it to 1. Minute 7 left.
I've got to say, I did not. This is not the end of the game that I was really expecting.
Well, I mean, you're taking two of the top teams in the conference, and they're gonna battle like this. Yeah, the Harbor score, that's probably a pretty good indicator that it's going to be tight. Fayetteville won by 3, we lost by 3. I mean, it's looking at those three, you got Bentonville, you got West at the top of the conference. It's going to be a heck of a race throughout the year.
Of course, Rogers has already played, like you just mentioned, Rogers has already played two of the other top teams in the conference. We weren't able to beat West or Harbor. But after this, Rogers' schedule kind of really thins out. I don't want to really say that in a sense of it's going to get a lot easier. I say it in a sense of it's not going to be as difficult. DJ Hudson,
yeah,
blocking foul, no shot.
Maybe we can get 2 free throws. So I kind of think those last two are flipped. I think the one that Graydon got away with before that was a blocky foul. I think that was definitely a charge. But they've had several opportunities to do block charge calls, and it's going to be controversial either way.
He bricks the first one.
He's
Luke
2
Sanders,
for 7 so far on the night. 2 for 7 free throw line.
Luke Sanders back in for the Mounties. It is loud in here. The second one's good. It's a tie ball game. Lincoln McMahon with the ball.
Again, next foul. It doesn't matter which team it is. Any foul is shooting free throws.
Chris Pratt gets the ball tipped away.
Kenyon Johnson.
Timeout Fayetteville. 56 to 56 with 30 seconds to play in the game. Shot clock reads 29.
So Fayetteville's going to have a spot throw in here on the sideline. Out of timeouts. The Mounties have 1 left. Don't see it on the scoreboard. Wonder who has possession on the possession arrow. So if there's a tie ball, hopefully the arrow's pointing the Mounties way. Great atmosphere for basketball tonight. Fayetteville got a lot of students here. Rogers has a lot of students, and then with the band, you know, it's hard to hear, hard to think.
Will Schaefer will pass it in right in front of us. Fayetteville's going to try and take as much time as they can. Give Rogers the least amount of chance to score if they can score. Kenyon Johnson at the logo, hands it off to Daniels. Daniels back to Johnson. They're just rotating the ball back and forth, 10 to shoot.
There they go, 12 seconds are going.
They've got to go. And that's a shot clock violation. He couldn't get it off. Fayetteville had no shot. The Rogers defense locked
Yeah, Luke Sanders coming back in for a shooter.
Sharpshooters only.
5.8 on the clock.
Coach McMahon would trust the ball in any one of these players' hands. 5 seconds to play. Coach McMahon's going to call a timeout.
His last timeout, so no timeouts. Again, the next, any foul, they're shooting free throws. So Fayetteville's, they're up in pressure, but they got to be careful with the hands. And with that being a shot clock violation, it's a spot throw in as well, so he cannot run the sideline, or should he run the baseline.
Rogers will have 5 seconds to try and score.
Yeah, it's 5.8. Our video board shows 6.8. It's 5.8 on the clock here in the gym.
seconds to play in the game. The last thing Rogers needs is a ball in Fayetteville's hands. They would much rather not be able to get a shot off as long as they have possession instead of having Fayetteville have the ball with no matter how much time left. Fayetteville's going to guard just at half court. Here's Chris Hill, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's got to shoot it, fade away. Oh my goodness.
All right, got some bonus basketball. This can be 4 minutes. Tied 56-56.
That ball felt like it was in the air for an hour. They doubled up Chris Hill. He had no shot, had to hit that fadeaway three. Wasn't a terrible look, but to overtime we will go. So we'll have 4 minutes of overtime. I believe both teams will still be in the bonus. I'm not completely sure, but I think the fouls do carry over into overtime. So it's going to be a 4-minute shootout between the teams, 56-56, tied up here at Marlin Berry Arena.
I think foul trouble is kind of going the Mountie's way with DJ Hudson having 4, Kenyon Johnson I think having 3, Hudson Garrett having he has 2 or 3, so might bode well for the Mounties in the last 4 minutes. Each team will get a timeout, so they both have 1 timeout here in the overtime period.
So yeah, both teams will be in the bonus. Any foul will result in free throws. DJ Hudson, Gus Kraut tip it off. Lincoln McMahon wins the tip, hands it off to Chris Hill. Chris Hill at the logo for the Mounties. And it's picked off by Hudson, nearly stolen away by Rogers again. Hudson's gonna go all the way. McMahon fouls him.
Yeah, it's a good foul. Make him earn it from the line. He hasn't shot too well so far.
I think if they're going to foul him, they're going to have to make sure that he doesn't make it. The last thing you want is an and one. I know he may have not been the best free throw shooter tonight, but it still doesn't matter. Every single point in this overtime period is going to count. Second free throw is good. Fayetteville, I believe this is their first lead of the night. If not, it's their first lead since the first quarter.
No, I think you're right. Mounties jumped on them early.
Owen Crawford gives the ball to Hill. Hill to McMahon. McMahon to Kraut. Kraut to Sanders. Sanders to Hill in the corner. His back turned to the rest of the offense.
8 seconds on the shot clock.
Gives it to Crawford.
5.
And Crawford gets the ball picked off. All the way goes Johnson. He's going to run right into Crawford and draw the foul. Johnson, on the other hand, has been a very consistent free throw shooter, unlike his teammate Hudson.
It's 5 on Owen.
So Owen Crawford is done. E.J. McCoy in for Owen. First shot is good. Second shot from Johnson is good. 3-point lead for the Bulldogs, 3 minutes to play. Chris Hill with the ball at the volleyball line. Gets it picked off again.
He got started leaning as he made contact.
Hudson back to the free throw line. Over and over and over. Rogers has had 3 offensive possessions. All of them have led to a steal and then a foul. Chris Hill with the ball at the logo. Gives it to McMahon. McMahon to Kraut. Kraut's going to drive. Layup is good. Hudson had to lay off. Couldn't afford a foul there. 62-58, 2.5 minutes to play. Gus Kraut called with the foul.
Gus.
Some words exchanged between Kraut and Garrett, standing right next to each other at the line.
Well, there's a lot of talking going on right now on the floor.
2 minutes to play. Second free throw's good. Chris Hill with the ball.
Gotta get something going downhill.
3-pointer from Kraut, no good. Rebounded by Fayetteville. Daniels out of there with it. Tosses it to Johnson, who slowly, never mind, not slowly anymore. Chris Hill knocks it away. Johnson found it back in his hand. Here's Hudson. Hudson gives it over to Garrett. Garrett gives it over to Johnson. 1.5 to play. Floater from Johnson, no good. Rebounded by McMahon. They're going to go back up. The ball's dead. Shot does not count. Rogers is going to get it back.
Yeah, he said on the script, and they fouled Lincoln. So he's shooting free throws. Best thing that could happen right now, clock stop. Opportunity to get some points on the board. If he can hit that second free throw, that gives him a chance to get defense set up full court.
First shot is good. Second one's good from McMahon. 4-point lead for Fayetteville. Two-possession game with a minute to play. You have to wonder when's the point where Rogers has to start fouling. And he draws the charge. DJ Hudson's done. Chris Hill's gonna go shoot 2.
Player control foul, it's not shooting.
Chris Hill will not shoot 2 because of that player control foul, but DJ Hudson is out of the game. Rogers has 57 seconds to score 4 points. Chris Hill with the ball. He's getting trapped. Here's McCoy. McCoy gives to Hill. Hill to McMahon. McMahon to Sanders. Sanders throws a high pass to Kraut. Kraut goes up. Does not get the shot to fall, but he was fouled. Give that one to Will Schaefer. Graydon Simmons going to check back in.
Mounties needed that one to go in. Try to get a three-point play here.
Gus Kraut's first free throw is no good. Graydon Simmons going to come in for Luke Sanders.
Gus has played about 35 of the 36 minutes so far tonight. Legs might be a little bit out.
Second shot's no good. Ball is on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball. Fayetteville gets the ball back. Game clock 3 seconds faster than the shot clock. Rogers trails by 4. Fayetteville gets it in. Throws it over to Johnson. Johnson gives to Daniels. Daniels trying to escape. Rogers has to go for the ball. Chris Hill has to foul. That's his 4th foul. Fayetteville's going to shoot free throws.
That knocks down the first 5-point lead for the Bulldogs.
Second shot's no good. McMahon's got to get it up the court. Gives it to Kraut. Kraut to Hill. Hill's going to drive. Layup good. And Rogers has to call a timeout. 3-point game. 16 seconds to play.
It's going to be a full timeout.
Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting started, planning for your future, or starting a new chapter, we're here to help you plan and reach your goals every step of the way. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe.
Welcome back. There's 16 seconds to play. It is Fayetteville Bulldog ball. They have a 3-point lead.
Mounties coming out, full court press. And a full court man-to-man.
Rogers going to have to force a turnover. They knock the ball loose. Rogers is going to get it back. 13 seconds to play. Luke Sanders instantly checks in. Fayetteville hates the call. Fayetteville's going to call a timeout. 13 seconds to play. Rogers with the ball. They still have to score 3 points to be able to bounce back.
They're going to have a spot throw in on the baseline. Neither team has a timeout, and possession arrow to the Mounties if there's a tie-up. And it's 13.2 on the clock. One thing they've shown before, they do a screen-to-screener to get Chris getting something to the rim for a lob out of the baseline, out of bounds. They'll have a release off of that, but I like to see them getting something with Chris going in, trying to get a lob, trying to get something easy out of the baseline. If that's not there, they have a release, and then they can go in 13 seconds left and run their offense.
13 seconds to play. Rogers ball. They need a three-pointer to tie it. So Rogers has it. E.J. McCoy will pass it in right in front of his bench.
Went through the zipper.
They give it to McMahon. McMahon gives to Kraut. Gus Kraut's three got tipped. They got the rebound. Chris Hill got the rebound. Fayetteville just got it. Rogers has to foul.
Got a good set. They were just able to get through the bottom side of that zipper where Lincoln didn't have the shot.
Johnson will shoot two. First one rims around, no good.
If he hits this one, as if you're Coach Stantz, you tell him don't touch anything. If he hits it with so much 4-point lead.
Second shot from Johnson on the way, it's good.
Just tell him just stand there. Don't touch anything, because once they score, they can't inbound the ball.
And that's going to be the game.
You know, here's the one thing out of this. You see the Mounties, you know, it's a heartbreaker loss for them, but they're in a position they haven't been in a few years. And that's battle-tested opportunities. So Fayetteville Bulldogs have been there. You know, they know what to do at the end. But it's getting the Mounties where they're going to be accustomed to what it's going to take to win. And then next time they're in this opportunity, they've been there before, and they're going to be able to finish it out.
So that's the game. Rogers fought hard, but just fell short by 1 point. Definitely would love to see this matchup later on in the season. That's all that we have for now. The final score is 66-55. Fayetteville Bulldogs able to come over the win. Good night. Thank you for watching.